Yo, what is up guys? It's your boy Forrest here coming at you with a video, and today we're in the garage. I know I haven't made videos in here before, but I do all the maintenance myself, and I figured some of you guys might be interested in seeing how to do some work on your bike. So today we're going to be doing a video of fixing up the pit bike that we found in the woods. We're going to be doing just some general basic maintenance. We're going to start with an oil change. We're using Mobil 1 10W40. Make sure it's specifically for motorcycles. Motorcycles have wet clutches, so if you run regular car oil in them, you might have issues. We're also going to be replacing the oil screen and the crush washer. Next, we're going to be doing the chain and sprockets. I ordered OEM sprockets for my bike because all of the aftermarket ones that said they fit had more holes for bolts than the original one did, and I didn't want to risk one not fitting. So I ordered the original ones. When you do your sprocket, make sure you don't just do the rear, you also do the front. The front is smaller, so it's rotating more, so it wears twice as fast. And I got a Renthal chain. All these parts I got from motosport.com. Make sure you check them out. They're awesome, great prices, great people. We're also gonna be installing this Iridium spark plug and some new grips. We're gonna start by warming her up. Make sure all the oil is warmed up so it will flow easier when it drains. First kick. We'll ride it around a little, warm it up a little quicker. I've been practicing my wheelies. She runs good. All right, so we'll start by draining the oil. The drain bolt is a 17 millimeter, and it's located on the right side right here. Do the last few turns by hand. Ooh, that's pretty dark. Not the best color, but runs good. And make sure when you're draining the oil that you have the bike upright. If you have a stand, you can use that for this. You can also use a block of wood if you don't. I'll get it close, but for the last few seconds you'll want to stand it up. Make sure that all of it drains out. This bike only takes like a quart of oil, I believe, so it shouldn't be that long. And I think it's all about gone now. So now that's done, we're going to take the old crush washer out, throw it away. Don't reuse crush washers. They're like $1 each. It's easier to just replace them than have leaking oil and then a blown engine. And we're going to be replacing them with these OEM Honda crush washers. I find it easiest to just order a bunch of these so you have them when you need them. We'll cut this open. Always a nice feeling, cutting open a brand new part, and put this on. And we'll put this off to the side for now. All right, next we're going to be removing this cover. The oil screen is located right here about, and we need to take the cover off to get to it. So the book says to start by removing the kickstarter lever. It's a 10 millimeter bolt. Well, this isn't the first time that's happened. I guess the previous owner over-tightened it and stripped out the threads. Next, we're going to remove these two bolts holding on the right side foot peg. I always like to put the bolts in the way that they came out so that I make sure they go in back the right way. And we'll just move that off to the side. And lastly, we're going to be removing So these bolts holding on the cover, they're an 8mm. And we'll lay them out in a way so that we can know where they came from. And this last one right here, we need to use a smaller socket for, so we can get it in there. Alright, so we've got the bolts out. I'm also going to remove the dipstick, just in case there's anything it's obstructing from removing the cover. Put that off to the side. And we're also going to remove the clutch cable. Alright, so you might be just trying to yank the cover off. It's stuck on there from years of grime and oil and all that stuff, and the paper gasket, which you're probably going to have to replace because it will likely rip when you're removing it. So you're going to want one of these with a rubber end, and you're just going to give it a few whacks, and eventually it should pop off. Now, if yours is really stuck like mine, you might need to get a pry bar and really pry at it. You want to find a exposed surface like this and get in there with a bar and really, there we go, starting to come off there. You can feel it getting loose. It's not coming out. It may be that this Kickstarter, the dirt on here is causing some friction. So a little shot of PB Blaster should help loosen that up if that's the case. And there we go. Slides right off. That's not a good color. That would indicate some water was in here. Never a good sign. See the white cream. And I believe the strainer is located right about here. So we'll be replacing this gasket today. Now I'm pretty sure they sell gasket scrapers online somewhere. They're like little plastic piece. I normally just use a razor blade. If you're careful, you won't scratch the casing. You just have to go very slow and not too aggressive with the blade, and you'll get your way down. Man, this skid plate here doesn't help either. We're gonna try taking this skid plate off, see if that'll make it easier to get to the gasket. Boom. Oh dear God. 1 and 2. And this will then just drop right down. It's a interesting looking thing. Yeah, so that should make it easier now to scrape the gasket. Oh yeah. Look at that. Right off. And it doesn't have to be 100%. I mean, you don't want, like, you know, green material still on there. If it's just a little like that, it's whatever. It's not going to cause a leak. Let's take this strainer out and see if these efforts were worth it. Oh wow, they really weren't. Well, maybe a little. There's a little junk in there. Nothing too bad though. Not nearly as bad as someone else I saw. The whole thing was just plugged with crap. So we'll put that off to the side. We've got a few new ones. In the manual it says to clean it. I would just replace it. They were like $3 each. I mean, maybe clean it once and then replace it after one cleaning. Man, oh man, this is a slow and tedious process. Alright, so I did a little work off camera. I cleaned up the inside of this cover. It was very disgusting on the inside. So when I was cleaning it, the piece right here that controls the clutch, it popped out. So I looked in the manual and they actually said that it slides under these. So if you're cleaning up your cover and you don't have a manual, then hopefully this helps. I also finished up cleaning up the gasket on this side. I ended up using this tool right here. It's like a razor blade on a stick to get to the more difficult areas, like right here. So first, we're going to install the oil screen. Next, we can take the drain bolt, blow it off a little with some compressed air, thread it back in. And then we'll take our new gasket, line it up on the 2 pins. And then you'll take your clutch cover, blow it off with a little compressed air, and begin to work it into the engine. You should really make one of these so you don't screw up where you put the bolts. I also clean them up on the wheel so that they thread in nice. Alright, now I'm going to give it a few taps to really make sure it is seated. Now we'll just go around tightening each one. You want to do it in a star pattern, so tighten the bolt opposite to the one you just tightened. And that's on there. Next, we'll clean off our dipstick, spray it off with some compressed air, and we'll reinsert that back into our engine. Just snug. Don't forget to tighten down the drain bolt, just snug. So I've got to readjust my clutch because I loosened that before when I was cleaning the cover. So we're going to start by reinstalling our clutch cable. So you might need to loosen your cable to get it on. For that, you're going to need a 12 and a 14. Easier said than done. Maybe some pliers will help. So leave a little exposed cable and just slide it up in there. And then you're going to want to readjust your lock nuts roughly to where they were. So you're going to loosen your lock nut here with your 10mm. So then you're supposed to turn this counterclockwise until some resistance is felt, right about there, and tighten down your lock nut. Oh, that feels good. Set the free play up here. Pull the boot back over. Feels like a good clutch. Next, we're gonna fill the oil up with the specified amount in your manual, which is 30 ounces after a change. So basically this whole thing, not too quick. And we'll check the oil level, make sure that the bike is level when you check it. Perfect. Tighten that back up. Cool. Put that up on there. All right, we'll start her up now and look for leaks. I don't see any leaks. Shut her off and recheck the level. Perfect. Put that back in. And the next step will be to check for the clutch operation. That would appear to be about right. Yep. Just right. Alrighty guys, I'm beat tonight. It's late. I've been working on this all day. Tomorrow I'm gonna get back to finishing this up with the sprockets, chain, and grips. So we'll see you guys then.